Well, getting back to the album, you've worked with, on this particular album, a lot of different... The first album was mainly done by Babyface and L.A. Reid. And this song you went and worked with a lot of different producers.
Exactly.
R. Kelly made a contribution. You worked with him, of course, on the remix for How Many Ways. Was it fun getting back in the studio again with him?
He's a lot of fun. He's silly. I mean, we make each other laugh a lot.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure always working with him. Because he's, you know, we get along really well.
I can imagine. It must be really exciting working with all these different stars.
It's very exciting, but I was nervous in everyone, except for Babyface, because I'm used to him. But I remember the first time I worked with Babyface, I was like, oh my God, suppose I can't
Well, how did that come about? How did you get to be with LaFace Records?
My sisters and I, we were on Arista Records at first, and we had this huge hit. We sold 3 copies, my mom, my dad, and my grandma. But it did awful, actually. Yeah. But it got LA and Babyface attention because LaFace Records is a joint venture of Arista. So it was easy to, you know, just go down to that label.
And how come we only got to meet you on the first time, like the Boomerang soundtrack? We only got to meet you and not your sisters. What happened?
Well, you know, unfortunately, they had just signed TLC. The label was very new, and they really weren't looking for another girls group. But they were looking for a female artist. So they came to me and they asked me, and at first I said, no, I'm not going to do it. My sister was like, silly? No, say yes, and you can make a name for yourself, and then you can bring us in. So it kind of happened that way. My sisters, their album
Wasn't it a tough decision to make?
It was really tough at first. I mean, what do you say to your sisters? Ooh, got to go, see, and we're going to let's get out, let's go do it. No, you couldn't do that. So I definitely said no at first. Yeah. But it worked itself out. My sister's single just dropped in the States, and it's doing pretty good. And I'm really excited. Yeah.
Okay, we're waiting for it over here.
Exactly. Thank you.
Okay, well, that's how you got to be with LaFace and L.A. Reid. You just finished a tour in America, is that correct?
I'm working on the tour in America. I'm out in rehearsals now.
Are you going to be touring with other people?
I'm touring with Kenny G in the States. I don't know who I'm going to tour with abroad yet. Maxwell would be great.
But you are gonna, because that's what we all need to know. We have to know, when can we expect you here?
I hope next year, early summer would be. That's the plan. Early summer to do a worldwide tour. So I'm very excited about that. When
you got to be a recording artist, did you do a lot of stage work before that? Did you tour before you really got into the studio?
No, never really did that. I would always sing in church, and singing in church it sets you up for everything. You have your microphone, you have your audience. Yeah. You have them cheering you on, you have them not cheering you on sometimes. You know, they give you a comfort level. So you get used to, you know, performing, singing in church. So that prepared me a little bit, well, actually a lot. And then I would sing in nightclubs. I mean, I would sing at the opening of an envelope, anything.
But, I mean, isn't it strange? You grew up in a very religious family. Your father was a minister. I read somewhere that you didn't get your first jeans until you were...
14.
14.
Yes.
It's really, for me, it's hard to imagine. You weren't allowed to listen to any popular music, and all of a sudden you're singing in nightclubs.
All of a sudden.
Isn't that
I'm sure I drove my dad to drink for a few moments, a few years. But you know what, my dad he's always supported everything I've done. He said, I'm the minister, not you. You have to live your own life. Yeah. So he's always supported
Even
me.
when you bring out a single like Making Me High?
Well, you know what? With that song, I gave my dad the CD, and I said, okay, Daddy, what do you think? And he just said, well, that's a very nice beat. And that's all he said. He said nothing else. So it was like, I'm not going to ask him anything. I'm just going to take that and go with it and try to make this up. But I was embarrassed at first, and my dad listened to the lyrics. Yeah.
But still, he must be proud of you.
Quite, yes.
Yeah. So how does it feel? At first, you're a little girl, you go to high school, and I mean, you just have a normal life, and all of a sudden, you can't go anywhere without people knowing, oh, it's Toni Braxton, it's Toni Braxton.
I go everywhere.
Yeah, people know, you know.
I mean, I put a hat on. I mean, they're not sure with the hair now. Like, okay, no, that's not her, she has short hair. So, you know, bought me some hair, put some hair, and put a hat on. They're not sure. A lot of people aren't familiar with the new look yet. I mean, because I could take it out tomorrow and go back to my short, fabulous hairdo. Yeah. So.
But how do you keep your 2 feet on the ground after having a first album that's so successful? I mean, it must have hit you.
You know, sometimes it's still hard for me to believe. I don't think it really hit me when I sold until we were recording the second album. It's like, oh, gosh, if I don't do the same thing again, geez. Yeah. So it didn't hit me until then, till last year. But I feel very blessed and very fortunate. I know singers are a dime a dozen. Yeah. And I've been picked. You know, for whatever reason, someone saw something special in my talent and they wanted to take a chance. So I feel very fortunate, and I know at any time it can be taken away from me because I had that single out on Arista Records and it did nothing. Yeah. So I got another opportunity, you know, And I feel so fortunate and so blessed. And I know at any moment I could wake up tomorrow and whatever happened to Toni Braxton? You know, I don't want to be on that compilation CD that you see in the store, $2, a whole bunch of CDs in a box. And you just pick, oh yeah, whatever happened to it? I don't want to be part of that. But you never know, so I have to count my blessings.
Well, what will you do if it would happen to you? What would you do? Is there any goals that you have?
You know what? I never knew about broadcasting until I got into this business. I just never paid it any attention. I would probably get into broadcasting, like producing or something like that.
Yeah, it's a nice profession. Yeah. So what's going to be next? You're going to go home and then you're going to be touring in America. Maybe come here next year.
That's the goal.
Yeah. Okay. Well, when you get here, please let me know.
I shall.
Yeah.
I promise.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. It was great. Thanks.
This is the Music Factory.